played at high volume. This should be played at high volume. This should be played at high volume. Preferably in a residential area.
The following thoughts on Hoppe Hour do not represent Cox Media Group or its sponsoring. Anything you hear may and will be used against you. Thank you. Voted as best local podcast in Tampa Bay by the Creative Loafing.
What up? What is happening? This is Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, and you may have heard him on the Artie Lang podcast or on Opie and Jimmy, or you may have seen his comedy. Comedian Mike Bocchetti is live on Hoppe Hour. What's up, dude?
Hi, Ryan. First of all, it's an honor to be on here. Thank you. You're a good guy, and I love your work as well.
Thank you. How have you been, man? I look up to what you do, dude. Your unconventional comedy is inspiring, man. I love it.
Thank you, Ryan. You know what? The key to life and comedy is to be yourself and not care what other people think. As long as you're not hurting yourself or others, who cares?
How do you approach comedy? Like, is it observational? Is it demeaning? What type of comedy is yours?
It's very much self-deprecating, but you know what? It's funny because since I got healthy the past couple of years, I lost a lot of weight and got in better shape. I feel so good about myself. I don't even feel like deprecating anymore, but you know what? I can mix it up now, I think.
How does it feel to lose weight, dude? Because I used to be 295, even though I'm 6'8", that was really fat for me. And, dude, losing weight is the greatest thing, isn't it?
You're 6'8". God, I wish I was that tall. That'll be awesome.
You're not really missing much, dude. I was born with no coordination, dude, so that doesn't really help my cause.
I'm horrible. Are you kidding me? I got killed in kickball.
Dude, I can't even dribble a basketball. Like, everywhere I go, Mike,
welcome to the club, Brian.
That's one thing we have in common, is that we can't play basketball for shit, dude. Like, everybody just assumes I'm good at it. Like, Mike, it gets old, dude.
People, you know why, Brian? People are super judgmental right away.
But the good part is girls always come up to you because they're into tall guys. But then when they realize you don't play basketball, then they kind of get not as into it. You know what I mean?
Oh, God, I know. And it's like, but I'm having a good time. one of my favorite people that lived was on your show last week, Stacey Prosper. We're getting ready to talk soon.
She is a very lovely woman, isn't she?
She's amazing. Amazing. Never met a better person, a woman. We get along so great. It's awesome.
Where did you guys first meet? Because it seems like you, her, and Artie are like this close clique. So how did you meet everyone?
Okay, first of all, I met Stacey probably about 12 years ago. What do you call it? She was a new comic at the time. We met at the New York Comedy Club. And downtown, what do you call it, in New York, and she was always like super nice, super friendly, because sometimes comics are the antisocial people, as we know. But, sorry, and she was just so nice and always friendly to me. We were friends over the years, and just this past couple of years, we started working together and getting really super close, and I'm glad we did.
Now, how do you approach meeting people that are your rivals? Because everybody that's a comedian, let's be honest, is a rival. Everybody that does a podcast or in radio is a rival to me. So how do you approach it where you want to network and build a friendship, but at the end of the day, we all want the top gig? You know what I mean?
Well, that's a great question you just asked me, because the top gig is, especially today, diversity is what counts, right? And you know what? You can empower yourself more than years ago. First of all, like when I started comedy, you're a young guy, I'm a fossil, first of all, right? When I started comedy, I used to let mail people headshots and all kinds of stuff like that. And there was less leeway. But now, with the net and other stuff out there, Hulu and people with deals like that, there's enough room for everybody. You know what I mean? It really is. And we're all individuals, and you should never, think we're in competition, because you're different than I am, and Stacey's different than other people are, and we're just you got to work with who you are and what you have, and don't compare yourself to anybody. Just focus, work really hard, and be cool with people. Even if you don't like them, you know what? Then just avoid them and don't say anything, and keep your mouth shut. That's what I've done for 24 years.
Who have been some mentors that have had your back, Mike, and have helped you?
Great question. First of all, Al Martin from New York Comedy Club has been a great friend of me. I met him back in '92 when I was a new comic, and it was like you said, my comedy's very interesting. You know what's funny, Ryan?
What's up?
People first see me years ago, they're like, "Oh, what the hell is this?" Now times have changed so much, I fit into the mainstream.
Well, yeah, it's weird. Like, back in the day, it was all about being conventional. The radio host had the deep voices. Comedy was conventional. But, dude, it seems like now people like the more wackiness, the more...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what? It's not even wackiness. It's like people are themselves. You know what I mean? That's what I love the most. And if you want a little bit offbeat, who cares? You know what I mean? People always chastise me for that. But some of the best people have become a brilliant comics. You know, people like, good examples would be like, you know, who I look up. Okay, let me get back to the first question. Who helped me a lot? Al Martin did. What do you call it? My friend, he passed on a while ago. Seth Schultz. He was the original owner of Pip Comedy Club in Brooklyn, and he always told me the key to comedy is to be yourself, and that's why I'm me and your life. And then, what do you call it? After that, what do you call it? Al helped me a lot, and then Ross Mark and Bob Reed, who booked Last Comic Standing, are the one to help put me where I am now and going now. You know, they booked, I got on the street to them, and then, like, Artie's been a huge help to me, so is Nick DiPaolo, Judith Freelander, and recently, like I said, you know, Stacey's been a big influence and big help to me. She's, you know what I mean? She's in that realm of people as well.
How awesome is it that people have your back, Mike? How humbling is it?
It's amazing because, like I said, I've had friends like that. You know, I have friends that I started comedy with, and I was always, you know, really never bothered anybody and no kind of quirky. In fact, one of my good friends has been really. I want to give him a shout out as well. He's been really a great, phenomenal friend to me. Is Alex Sulkin from The Family Guy, that produced the movie Ted and other major stuff.
Yeah.
He's helped me so much with stuff like I did a podcast on my own like about 6 years ago, maybe more, with my friend Craig Lloyd, right? And we were doing it, and this is just a regular podcast in the house. Alec called in. And he was a big deal. It still is a big, you know, person in this business. And he called in, and I talked to him on occasion. He'd do anything for me. You know what? You don't even have to lift a finger, and look how powerful he is. That's why all the friends I have are good people and have clout, but I never asked them for anything. Very rarely.
What is some of the best advice you've been given over the years, Mike? What's some that comes to your mind right now?
Oh, recently. Okay, Ryan, when I was in Artie Lang's TV show, I was his announcer for a couple of years, right? And one of my comedy idols who I looked up to for forever came on, and the great Andrew Dice Clay, who I love, right?
Yeah.
And I was wearing it was a show from DirecTV at the time, right? What do you call it? And they, a very corporate type, but they're nice guys. They corporate type, right? So I wore a suit, not a suit, but like really nice tie and shirt. So the Dice Man's on there. And he goes to me, "Oh, Mike," he goes, What are you working Wall Street now?" I go, "No, I want to look nice for the audience in suits." He goes, "F the suits but pay attention to the audience." He goes, "That's not you. You're like me." That's what he said. He goes, "We're blue collar guys." He goes, "You don't have to dress like this. Don't impress anybody but be Mike." But then off the air, which is really cool, and I'll never forget it as long as I live, he came over to me. We were talking for a bit. And he goes, "I've been watching the show for a while. You're hysterical." And he said, "I became a fan of yours now."
How awesome was that? How great did it make you feel, Mike?
It blew my mind because I've been a fan of his for 20 plus years. And the cool thing is, Ryan, he's a man of his word. He meant it because he has I think I forgot exactly how his Twitter numbers are on Twitter, right? But he only follows 80 people, and I'm one of them.
It is awesome when some of your heroes add you back. Like the fact that Opie sees my tweets, man, it's unreal.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's just so cool that these guys.
He's a great guy as well. I love Opie because he lets me be me, and you know what? He's a sweet soul. People, you know what? People give him grief, and they give Howard Stern grief. They give Artie, all these guys, they give him grief. But you know what? At the end of the day, they're nice people, and it's just, you know what? It's only part of us. You know what I mean? Because think about it, Ron. Does Joe Pesci carry a gun and beat people up? No. People see that side of us, you know what I mean? It's like, did Henry Winkler go out and punch people out after the Happy Days? No.
People get so into radio, dude, and podcasts that they get so wrapped up into hating Opie or hating Artie or Howard. It's like they're just
They hate
dudes.
themselves. It's like,
Yeah, they're hiding behind a keyboard because they're jealous of their success, and they just get so wrapped up into it. It's like they seem to forget that just because Opie or Howard or any of those guys are famous, they're dudes at the end of the day. Like, it just gets weird, Mike.
of course. They're very weird, Ryan, because you know what? They just don't. It's especially with TV growing up. When I did, it's like people like, and on screen, people thought was so like myself too. When I was a little kid, right? I'm like, we forgot that Henry Winkler was only an actor as the Fonz. You know what I mean, right? He really wasn't a real life guy. You know what I mean, right? It was just a television character, and like, you know, but the thing about him is he's one of my early idols as well. I mean, you know, because I was a fat, chubby kid growing up on Staten Island. I got picked on a lot. And you know what? I would see his character, the Fonz, on TV and be like, whoa, he's so cool. He sticks up for his friends. You never really seen him beat anybody up or anything, but the threat was always there. And it's like he was a real anti-bully hero to me.
Would you say, because I got made fun of as a kid too, it makes you a more unique person on air? You know what I mean? Because you give it your all. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to ask you something. 6'8", I always wanted to be super tall, right? And hold on. And the thing is, like, I envy. I always wanted to be that tall, but I mean, what was it like growing up? I'm only 5'10". I thought I was going to be super tall because I was like 5'2" at like 12 years old.
Really?
And I thought, well, it's going to be taller, and I just stopped. I think in high school. Now 5'10" is only average, and people think I'm a big guy, maybe in other ways, like structure-wise, but otherwise, you know, I always wanted to be super tall.
What was it about being tall that you liked? Because the thing I don't like about it is you're the center of attention 24/7. Like, it's not as cool as it seems, Mike.
Really, I always thought it was. The grass is always greener, like you said. You know, I mean, how tall were you? I mean,
6'8".
When did you start? Like in grammar school, how tall were you?
I was probably 6 foot. Like, I was
Whoa.
3'4" at the age of 3.
God bless you, man. Whoa.
I know, man. It's weird to think because, like, you don't, like, know how tall you are, Mike, until you go to, like, let's say, the bar or the grocery shop, and you see some dude that's, like, 7'1", and you're like, that's how everybody views me all day long, you know?
Well, but the thing is, like, even the tall kids got picked. I'm shocked because, like, where I grew up on Staten Island, all the tall kids were big, never got picked on.
Yeah, because most tall people usually are coordinated and good at things, and God didn't bless me with coordination, Mike, so I wasn't really good at it.
Don't feel bad. We could, if we went back in the time machine, we could play kickball against all the bullies.
And prove them wrong. Now, you going into comedy, was it a thing where you, like, trying to overcompensate for being made fun of? Because to me, radio is kind of my overcompensation where I never feel more confident behind a mic because, like, it's your place to be yourself. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, it gives us complete control. I mean, like, when I was a new comic, comics don't realize that sometimes, especially when they're new. And the thing is, it's great control, but it's not a home place for arrogance either sometimes.
I hate when it gets to people's heads, man. I don't like these big name, let's say, celebrities, actors, anybody that gets famous. It makes me sick that they become arrogant. It's like if it wasn't for you and your fans and your money, you would be nothing.
And not only that, it's like, especially been on Artie's show, I've seen all kinds of celebs come in, you know what I mean, and people like that when I was on the show for a couple of years, right? And my memories, of people who were really cool to me were Iceman, and who else is really a sweet man and really cool? D.L. Hughley.
Oh, I've heard nothing but great things about him.
Because when we were on the show, right, I was Artie's announcer, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes the guests would talk to me. Sometimes it would be super stupid with me, believe it or not, and break my chops. But, like, when DL came over to me after he was done, he goes, "Yo, man, I watch your show. You're a funny guy. You should have talked to us more." I said, "Well, I didn't feel comfortable." He goes, "Yo, man, he was really sweet to me." And I told him, which is the truth, my mom's been a big fan of his since his TV show, It's All I. Right? And I told him, I go, "My mom adores you and thinks you're brilliant." She goes, "Really?" And we tell you, so Teller said hi, he hugged me. He's such a wonderful guy. I love DL. And who else is really cool? He's not a comic and actor, but he's a big guy with a big heart too. What do you call it? His mind just, what am I now? I'm sorry. I just looked up. Hold on. What do you call it? Jack Wild.
Oh, he is funny as hell, dude.
He's funny, and he's like a big giant of a guy, right? So he comes over to me. He's high. He comes over to me. I'm like, oh, God, looks like a giant biker. I don't know what he's going to say to me. He gets up. He high-fives me. He goes, dude, you rock, man. I watch the show all the time.
How awesome is that for you, dude?
To hear him say this, flip my mind. And the cool thing about him is, right, which is like, whoa. And like a couple of guests came on, right? And one time there was this guy that came on. I forgot his name, right? And he seen me being picked on by people on the show. And he's like, he had a show like about a reality show about bikers.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. He's from New Mexico, that area. I think you might know who I'm talking about, right? Not only was he like
American Choppers?
No, not them. But this guy was like an ex-Marine on top of it.
Oh, that sounds badass, dude. I love ex-Marines, man. I have nothing but respect for them.
He's like 6'5", right? And, stuff. And he goes, yo, man, why are you bullying him?
How awesome was that?
I thought he was going to I was in the military. I never graduated from Marine Corps. I had 6 weeks in as a recruit, right? And he came over to me and I told him that. He goes, yo, man, you're always a Marine to me. And he goes like that. He gave me his card. He goes like this. Look, anybody gives any, what? He goes, and he was the anti-bully. I'm like, whoa.
That's awesome, man, because I like people that are real and genuine and that defend other people. Nothing makes me more sick, Mike, than people who have no confidence or they're self-conscious, so they have to make fun of others, Well,
that's the thing, right? The real tough guys, even from grammar school and high school, the real tough guys, when they seen bullies picking on me, stood up for me. Because they knew I wasn't a nasty guy. I was just, trying to be myself, and they just, intervened. And the bullies were crapping their pants after that.
Or how about the radio hosts that have no original material, so they have to rely on exploiting and making fun of people? Nothing makes me want to vomit more than just the shock jock bullies. But anyway, before I let you go, where can people find your work online and everywhere else, Mike? Where can they find out about you?
Okay, well, I'm going to plug some stuff, and they can find me at Mike Bocchetti, BOCCHETTI.com.
What's there? What are some reasons they should go there? Does it have your tour dates? What's up?
Oh, no, it's going to be on there, but I can tell you what's going on with me right away quick. Okay, actually, me and Stacy Pressman are going to be touring together. So this Wednesday, me and Stacy and I are going to be on the radio show Race Wars with Sherrod Small.
Yes, great show.
And Kurt Metzger. They invited us both on. And then Thursday, we're going to be at the Comedy Loft in New York City with Don James from VH1. And then we're going to both be going to L.A. together. I'm so excited about it. We're going to be doing the UCB at Sunset March 14th, Monday. And have some spots at Flappers Comedy Club. But I'm really excited about the last part of this. We're going to be at the Improv in L.A.
Nice.
Melrose, Friday night, 8 p.m., March 18th. And the coolest thing about it is Stacey's going to be the headliner on the show. And I'm on the show as well. I'm probably going to feature, but you can look for that information and go to her website as well, Stacey, Stacey, Pressman, PRUSSMAN.com. And you'll see her work as well. And she's touring with me, so it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. She was great on here as well. And one thing about Valentine's, I know it's a super special day. I'm going back to bed because I'm Charlie Brown. I'm going to be hanging out with Linus and Charlie later.
Sounds good, Mike. I appreciate you coming on.
No, Ryan, you're so awesome, dude. Stacey was telling me how nice you are and everything, and what a good guy you are. And I've loved calling into you. Thank you, because I know you work for Mike Coletta, right? Calza?
Yeah.
He's an awesome guy. I want to say hi to him as well, because he was always another wonderful good guy when he came on the show. He was always a gentleman, always himself.
He is good to comics. He is good to comics.
And he's I hate when people call him Mr. Cowhead. I'm like, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? He's a good guy. And he's from Staten Island like I am. I clicked with him. I hope he's well. And And I hope to come down. I hope me and Stacy come down to Tampa and tour with you guys. That'll be awesome.
Whenever you come down to Tampa, hit me up, and I'll definitely have you guys live on. Sounds good, Mike?
Thank you, buddy. Have a great Valentine's Day. I know you got a girlfriend yourself. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, sir.
Valentine's Day.
I appreciate
it. It was
it.
so nice, and thank you, buddy. Have a great Valentine's Day, and I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds
We're
good.
honored to be on here. Congratulations, your show is on by empowering yourself. Keep it going, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you, bro. Keep up the good work, Mike.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.